Good afternoon, Colin here with Techout, and today we're going to be talking about battery life on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and what I am using settings-wise to achieve this wonderful battery life. Now, the best thing about the S23 Ultra is out of the box with your default settings or even bumping the settings up, you really don't have to do much to get battery life. This phone lasted me about a day and a half, about 6 hours of screen on time, and again, day and a half total unplugged without a single charge. So battery life is right out of the box. Is excellent. But we're going to go through my settings here and just show you what I'm running to get the battery life that I'm getting. And again, you really don't have to do much. I don't use auto brightness. I hate adaptive brightness. I don't like my screen looking dark. Even if I'm in like a dark room or a darker environment, I don't like my screen being dim. I feel that the screen is more vibrant when it's brighter, so I leave my brightness about where it is now all the time. If I'm looking at it in a dark room for long periods of time, I'll turn it down slightly, but that's not something I've done here, and that's not something I do for battery life or anything like that. That's just personal preference for, comfortable viewing of the screen. So adaptive brightness is off. Of course, you're paying $1,200 plus for this phone. You want to take advantage of all its features. So adaptive motion smoothness is what I leave it on all the time. We're not going to go down to 60 Hertz on this thing after paying that much money for it. We're going to get the full bang for our buck with 120 Hertz. And again, that does adjust from 1 Hertz to 120 Hertz based on what you're doing. So if we're on the lock screen or the home screen like this, and it's a static image, we do not have, it's not running 120 Hertz constantly. It does slow that refresh rate down to save your battery. So you don't have to worry about, it totally killing your battery doing stuff like that. But when you're moving around, you will get that full 120 Hertz. Screen mode is just set to vivid. Again, better colors, more vibrant screen. Not really going to change your battery life here, but that's just your default setting, and that's what I have mine on. Now for the screen resolution, I had to reset my phone up, as you guys saw in the video yesterday of my issues that I had in the first couple days with my S23 Ultra. I usually run WQHD+. It does use a little bit more battery than FHD+. But on a screen this size, you're not really going to see too much of a difference between the two. So if you're looking for 2 to 3 extra % of battery, keep it on FHD+. And I usually don't. But after I set my phone back up, again, I really didn't notice the difference. So I just forgot to come in here and change it back since it was the second time I was setting it up. Screen timeout is 2 minutes, so my screen doesn't constantly turn off. If you're somebody that forgets to turn your phone off when you're done using it, you can go down to 15 seconds or 30 seconds, but I always make videos on my phone, with my phone like we're doing right now. So I don't want my phone timing out after 15 or 30 seconds. It would just be a pain in the butt to sit here and tap it all day long. But I always lock my phone when I'm done using it before I put it in my pocket. So I don't really have an issue of screen timeout necessarily contributing to any kind of battery gain or loss. And that is so far that for, that kind of stuff. Wi-Fi, 5G, all that kind of stuff, just normal. I don't use, I don't have it turned down to LTE only or 4G only or anything like that. If 5G is available, it uses 5G. Wi-Fi is on all the time, so it's always connected to that. I'm also connected to my Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, so it's constantly connected to that via Bluetooth. So there is that little aspect of it using battery life as well. If we go down here into battery and device care, we are still learning usage patterns, again, because I had to set my phone up. It's only been about a day and a half to 2 days since I've done that. These are the only apps I've really used today so far, so not too many apps down there. Because I've only been using my phone for a few hours now and really haven't done too much on it other than check some Instagram and some posts on Reddit and stuff like that. I sent a few text messages, but they haven't, that app hasn't contributed enough to the battery to show up on this list. And then here is your full list right there of all your apps, what they've used. So, it's just a tiny bit, they show up right there. So we've been unplugged for 3 hours and 2 minutes, and we have an hour and 2 minutes of screen on time, and we're at 87%. Not bad. This usage with my S22 Ultra would probably be about 75 to 80%, I'd say. And again, phone is still optimizing a little bit, so we'll get a tiny bit back, not too much, but it won't be nothing. If we go all the way down here to more battery settings, I am running the light performance mode, and the only reason I'm doing that is because I haven't noticed any difference between standard and light. So whether it contributes to any battery gain, not too sure. I haven't tested enough, tested that aspect of it. But light mode, I haven't noticed any performance issues at all. No stutter, no lag. I came from an S22 Ultra, and that phone had stutter, and apps didn't open as fast as this one. This one is miles better performance-wise in light mode than the S22 Ultra ever was. So definitely no reason not to use that if it's going to get you a little bit of battery back and keep your phone a little bit cooler. So that's, fine with me. I'm going to keep it there for now and see. Maybe I'll test out, standard mode and see what we get, but right now, no need to. I do leave adaptive battery on. A lot of people recommend you do turn that off if you have a lot of apps that you want notifications from right away, like mail, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, that kind of stuff. I haven't had any notification delays ever on Android with leaving that on, so that's something I just leave on. Like I said, my notifications on Twitter, Instagram, text, all that kind of stuff works just fine. So we're gonna just leave that on. I do use fast charging. I do use fast wireless charging. So my phone does use, super fast charging when that's available as well. And we do leave protect battery off. Again, with the great battery life of this phone and the efficiency of the processor, if you're going to keep your phone for, I'd say, more than 2 years, I would recommend using protect battery because it's only going to charge to 85%. So it's going to protect the lifespan of your battery and the health of your battery a little bit longer than charging it to 100% each time. Because 85% is a little bit less damaging on your battery than keeping it, above that all the time. So again, if you're going to run your phone 3 to 4, 5 years like some people like to, I would turn that on. If you're the kind of person that upgrades every year, leave that off and take full advantage of the phone you paid all this money for. You don't want to be limiting something you spent all that money on. So that is what I'm running settings wise. That's how the performance is on my S23 Ultra. As you can see here, buttery smooth, no issues. All the apps open, run just fine in light mode, and everything is just excellent. So definitely much better of a phone, in my opinion, than the S22 Ultra. A lot of people are saying this phone's the same as the S22 Ultra. It's not. If you have the means to upgrade, like I've been saying, this phone is worth it. If you can get $600 and you got 400 more to drop on a 23 Ultra, trade that 22 in. Get rid of it. I'm Colin with Techout. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day.